Hare Nama Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Kalo Nasteva Gatiranyata Hare Nama Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Kalo Nasteva Gatiranyata
परम पूज्य भक्ति स्वरूप दामोदर स्वामी महाराज जी के कृपा पात्र समर्पित शिष्य है और प्रभु जी सभी बहुत अत्यंत प्रचार करते हैं। प्रभु जी जो प्रतिष्ठित संस्थाएं हैं, विद्यालय है, वहाँ पे जाके प्रभु जी प्रचार करते हैं और आज हमारा परम सौभाग्य है कि आज हमें प्रभु जी से श्रीमद् भागवतम रसपान श्रवण करने मिलेगा। तो आइए हम सावधानी से प्रभु जी से श्रवण करते हैं। थैंक यू प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्णा, दंडवत प्रणाम। यस प्रभु जी।
The lecture will be in English or Hindi?
Prabhu ji, if mix is okay, then in English is also okay. But if mix is Hindi also, Prabhu ji will be fine for everybody. Hare Krishna, Prabhu ji.
I'll give in English then, okay?
Okay.
English is better. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiti. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, The Lord in the Heart, text number 19 and 20. Ittam munis supramed vyavastito vijnana drugvirya surandita ashayah vaparshna apidya gudam tato nilam praneshu shatasonvej jitaklamaha. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. By the strength of scientific knowledge, one should be well situated in absolute realization and thus be able to extinguish all material desires. One should then give up the material body by blocking the air hole with the heel of one's foot and by lifting the air from one place to another in the 6 primary places. Purport. There are many Duratmas who claim to have realized themselves as Brahman and are unable to conquer material desires. In Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly explained that an absolutely self-realized soul becomes completely aloof from all material desires. Material desires are based on the false ego of the living being and are exhibited by his childish and useless activities to conquer the laws of material nature and by his desire to lord it over the resources of the 5 elements. With such a mentality, one is led to believe in the strength of material science, with its discovery of atomic energy and space travel by mechanical vehicles, and by such tiny advancements in material science, the false egoist tries to challenge even the strength of the Supreme Lord, who can finish all men's tiny endeavors in less than a second. The well-situated self, or Brahman realized soul, perfectly understands that Supreme Brahman, or the personality of Godhead, is the all-powerful Vasudeva, and that he, the self-realized living being, is a part and parcel of the Supreme Whole. As such, his constitutional position is to cooperate with him in all respects in the transcendental relation of the served and the servitor. Such a self-realized soul ceases to exhibit his useless activities of attempting to lord it over material nature. Being scientifically well informed, he fully engages himself in faithful devotion to the Lord. The expert yogi has thoroughly practiced the control of the life air by the prescribed method of the yoga system. He is advised to feed the body as follows. You should plug up the evacuating hole with the heel of the foot and then progressively move the life air on and on to 6 places: the navel, abdomen, heart, chest, palate, eyebrows, and cerebral pit. Controlling the life air by the prescribed yogic process is mechanical, and the practice is more or less a physical endeavor for spiritual perfection. In olden days, such practice was very common for the transcendentalist, for the mode of life and character in these days were favorable. But in modern days, when the influence of Kali age is so disturbing, practically everyone is untrained in this art of bodily exercise. Concentration of the mind is more easily attained in these days by the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. The results are more effective than those derived from the this chapter, second chapter in second canto, is a very important chapter. You should understand nicely. If you can, for those people who cannot accept the wonderful, beautiful form of Krishna, for such people, Sukadeva Goswami advised this kind of yoga system. If all of you are practicing Krishna consciousness, there is no need to learn all these things because our process is a direct process. I will tell you one very interesting pastime, how powerful this Krishna consciousness is. When Prabhupada was in New Vrindavan, he initiated two Matajis. Two Matajis. One old lady and her daughter. Her daughter. Then after some time, when Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, he saw these two ladies. Then Prabhupada spoke to them. Then he asked them, "Where are you staying?" and all. So they were staying in the guest house, Krishna Balan Mandir guest house and all that. So later on, after some time, Prabhupada told them, if you are staying in the guest house, attend Mangalarti every day. So then Prabhupada was so nice. So he observed that these two ladies have not been attending Mangalarti. Then Prabhupada called Dhananjay Prabhu, that at that time temple president. Then he asked why these two ladies are not attending Mangalarti. Then he find out, inquire like that. And then Prabhupada, he came back and told that Prabhupada, that young girl, she was having cancer. So she was having pain. So she was unable to get down the stairs and all that. Prabhupada told one very interesting thing, that the temple president means he is the father of all devotees. So you should take care. So Prabhupada said, bring her in your arms and make sure that she attends Mangalarti. Then then after some time, that girl, she left her body. So she is the youngest girl at that time to leave the body in ISKCON. So they didn't know what to do. Then Prabhupada told, find out from the Gaudiya what do they do and all that. So then they said, you have to burn the body because she is not married yet and all that. So then, so they went and they burned the body on the bank of Yamuna. And Prabhupada, then all the devotees, they came back and reported to Srila Prabhupada that Prabhupada, today one miracle has happened. Then what? So this pastime happened in the month of May, June, which is very, very hot in Vrindavan. And the crows, they fall down and die because of heat. The monkeys, they die. We cannot, if you go there during the time, you don't get sleep. It's very, very hot. No expectation of rain during that time. Then Prabhupada, so then they said, Prabhupada, today a miracle has happened. Said, what is that? Said, well, while we are taking the body, it started showering, drizzling. And we were shy. Everybody was shocked. How come rain during this time? Everything became cool. Then Prabhupada very gravely replied, it is not raining. because a great soul is going back to Godhead. The demigods are showering flowers. So like that, Prabhupada. So Prabhupada gave us such a wonderful process, simply because Prabhupada created that very wonderful temple and this wonderful process of Krishna consciousness. That simply by following this process, by simply dying in Vrindavan, one can go back to Godhead. One Brajavasi was telling, not Brajavasi means not those people who are actually living in Vrindavan, but those people who die, they are actually Brajavasis. Actually, the real Brajavasi. Somebody is very fortunate to die in Vrindavan. He is real Brajavasi. One Brajavasi was commenting like that. Once, the Prabhupada, after installing Radha Landaneshwar, so during the time, Prabhupada instructed that I think that is the first Radha Krishna deities. Prabhupada actually trained Yamuna Mataji and other Matajis how to worship the deities, how to make the dresses for the Lord. Our deities, like we have chadars flying, chadars and up, like that. Prabhupada said, why Krishna's chadar is up, hung up, and then Radharani's chadar is, dupatta also, it is hung, and not like on the other temples. Prabhupada said, why that chadars are hang, because Krishna, Radha and Krishna are dancing. Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they are dancing, so that is why their chadars are up, like that. So he saw then Yamuna Mataji, they cooked cookies and all that, Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada said, where is my Indian sweet? What is this cookies and all? Where is my sandesh? Then Yamuna Mataji asked, what is sandesh? Then Prabhupada, oh, you don't know what is sandesh? Because Prabhupada's favorite sweet was sandesh, like Harishari Prabhu and all. When Prabhupada would translate in the middle of the night, they would keep some sandesh for Prabhupada. And Prabhupada, usually the bowl is empty. Prabhupada would honor sandesh prasad, like that. Oh, then Prabhupada taught her, oh, you know sandesh? Like that. Then one day, Prabhupada saw Yamuna Mataji looking at the deities very intently, lovingly, enjoying the beautiful darshan. Prabhupada asked Yamuna Mataji, do you like? Did you like? Prabhupada, yes, Prabhupada. So they are so beautiful. They are so wonderful. Then Prabhupada said, wow, that's why I have given this wonderful deity worship and temples. You just follow whatever process I have given. In this life itself, you can go back to Godhead. Prabhupada said, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 8th chapter, Naite Shruti Partha Janam Yogi Muhyati Kaschana Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavachana. So before that verse, Krishna says, that actually, 8th chapter Bhagavad Gita, also same yoga process Krishna described, how to control the mind and how to sarvadvarani samyamya manohriti nirudhyacha murdani adhyatmana pranam asitaha yoga dharana omiti ekaksharam brahman vyaharan ma manusmaran. So all this Krishna explained in 8th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Shukla Krishna gatihi ete jagata shashvate mati ekayati anavritim anyaya vartate punaha. So, Krishna explains, in this 8th chapter Bhagavad Gita, how to leave this body very clearly. In the beginning itself, Antakalecha mameva smaran mukta kalevaram yaprayatis madbhavam yati nasti atyasamsha. So he said, the goal of life should be how to remember Krishna at the time of death. Then he explained, all the entire yoga process. The same thing, lifting the chakras and all that. Then he spoke in general that those who leave the body, Agni Rijyoti Aha Shukla Shanmasa Uttarayanaha Tatra Prayada Gachanti Brahma Vidojana. Those people who leave the body during Uttarayana, during the light, during fire, Jyoti, all the Agni Jyoti, Aha, and then Uttarayana, Sukla Paksha, like this, those who leave this body, yogis, not anybody, yogis, then they will not come back. Then Dome Ratri, Aha, Krishna, Shanmasa, Dakshinayana, Yatra Chandrama Samjyoti. So those yogis who leave this during this Dakshinayana and all that, they leave they go to Chandraloka and they have to come back again. Then Sukla Krishna Gati Hiyete Jagataha Shashvate Mate. Those who leave during the Shukla Paksha, they will go back, and then those who leave during the Krishna Paksha, they will have to come back. Then Krishna adds Naiteshtuti Partha Janam Yogi Mohit. But you don't be disturbed by all these things. Devotees don't have to bother when they have to leave the body, when they have to all that, because Krishna takes care. Krishna comes, Tesham Aham Samuddarta Mritya Sansara Sagarat Avamina Chirat Partha Maya Veshit Chetasam. So Prabhupada, Krishna explains in 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, for my devotees, I come on my Garuda and lift them from the ocean of birth and death, and personally make them sit on my Garuda and take them back to Godhead. So so devotees don't have to bother. Just like when Arjuna was releasing arrows continuously on the body of Bhishma, and then each and every pore of his body is filled with arrows of Arjuna. And then Bhishma fell down on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Then in the battlefield, then Brahmaji and all the other demigods and all, they were actually watching the entire wonderful the battle between Arjuna and Bhishma Dev. Then when Bhishma Dev fell down, Brahmaji sent some of the sages that please go and tell Bhishma Dev not to leave the body, because it is Dakshinayana. The Bhagavad Gita happened during the month of December. So up to January 14th, from July to January 14th, Sankranti, it is Dakshinayana. And then after that, Uttarayana, after Sankranti. So they went and informed that, my dear Pitamaha, don't leave the body now. It is Uttarayana, it is Dakshinayana. So wait for Uttarayana, because he is Ichamrityu he has. And then Bhishma Dev said, no, I know about it. So I will wait till Uttarayana comes. So only after Uttarayana came, he left the body. That is, for the otherwise general. Previously, people are very opinionated, all these sages and all. They will pass a comment that Bhishma Dev left his body in Dakshinayana, so he might not have gone back to Godhead. Whatever, he might not have got it really self. But actually, the real reason is, of course, he wanted to have darshan of the Lord, and so that is a different thing. So, but people were actually that time they had actually this power to decide when to leave the body, especially these yogis like that. But for devotees, there is no need. There are no need to worry, because Krishna promised. All of you know the story of Sri Ramanuja. How many of you know the story of Ramanuja and Kanchipurna? Anybody knows?
No, Prabhu. Prabhu, if you can share it.
Yeah. So Sri Ramanujacharya, when he was a young boy, so at the time he didn't meet his spiritual master. So that time, he was worshipping the Lord Varadarajan very devotedly, and then every day, even now that well is there, every day he would carry water from that well and then clean the temple, give that water for worshipping the deities and all that. So he was a little bit confused about certain things. There is one devotee who is belonging to a Shudra community, but he was very, very devoted to Lord Vardarajan. It is said that every day night, Lord Kanchi Purna, he would fan the Lord very nicely. So to put Lord Vardarajan into sleep. During that time, Lord Vardarajan, it is well-known fact in the city of Kanchipuram, that Lord would speak to Kanchipurna. So many devotees, they would tell Kanchipurna, please go and ask the Lord like that. So Lord would reply. So one day, Ramanujacharya, he had some doubts. He wanted to ask Kanchipurna for some time. Please go and ask the Lord my questions. Then that day night, very surprisingly, Lord Vardarajan told Kanchipurna that there is one very beautiful devotee, Sri Ramanuja. He had some doubts. So please go and give them answers. Then the question was, who is the absolute truth? Then he said, I am Vasudeva. I am the absolute truth, Krishna. I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So then that was the one doubt is cleared, because everybody has this problem. Who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Like that. So I am the absolute truth. Then one of the questions was, what will happen? What will happen if a devotee has practiced Krishna consciousness, but if he was unable to remember the Lord at the time of death? What will happen? Then to that answer, he said, if my devotee has practiced Krishna consciousness, Krishna Bhakti throughout his life, but somehow or other, because of the force of the circumstances, he is unable to remember me, I will appear in front of him and make him remember my name, and then I will take him back to Godhead. So that was one of the. Then of course nowadays we have question from whom I should take initiation. This is a big question for all of us. But Sri Ramanuja also had that problem. Then Krishna, Lord Vardarajan tell Ramanuja to take initiation from Mahapurna. Like that, then what is there a difference between Jiva and Paramatma? Then the Lord said, yes, there is a difference between Jiva and Paramatma, and all that. Some questions were answered. So it's a very like that. So the devotees, we have to simply practice the process given by Srila Prabhupada. Then we can go back to Godhead. Prabhupada, he once said that, like Brahmananda Prabhu was saying, that Prabhupada had always big plans. Prabhupada said once, my only problem was I always think big. So they were living in a small flat at the time, 22nd Avenue. But Prabhupada had a world globe on his desk. Then he would revolve it around, then keep saying Brahmananda will go here, Tamal Krishna will go here. Like that, he would show many places. So he had a big dream that, temples are built and all over the world, in all the countries. So Prabhupada said, if anybody goes to Japan and preaches Krishna consciousness there, at the time of death, I will personally take him. I will personally come and take him back to Godhead. So there is one young boy. His name was Sudama. His name was Sudama. Sudama got up and said, Prabhupada, I will go. Prabhupada, yes, okay. Then Prabhupada, Sudama, during that time, probably, usually marketing engineers and all, if they travel, the company gives them credit card. They book tickets, they book lodges and all that stuff, and then they give beta, allowance, daily allowance and all that. But during Prabhupada's time, if Prabhupada sends somebody to America, to some other city or something like that, then they have to raise their own money for tickets and everything. Prabhupada would say, okay, sell my books and make money. So they would sell more books so that they can collect enough money for purchasing a ticket and all that. So somehow or other he managed. It's a very long story. Very difficult place, all Buddhist, Japanese, and very hardworking. They are like machines, like that. So Prabhupada was very pleased when Prabhupada gave him sannyas and all that stuff. Then after Prabhupada left, he fell down from sannyas and all that. Before that, he contacted some cancer or something like that. Then his mother knew that he was associated with ISKCON. So she brought him to ISKCON temple in Los Angeles. Then during that time, they gave him Rukmini Dwarkadish garland. Kirtan was going on, and then he suddenly exclaimed, "Oh, Prabhupada, you have come!" Like that. So Prabhupada fulfilled his promise that I will come and take you. So this is the Prabhupada's movement, Prabhupada's instructions, like that. What Prabhupada told, whoever follows my instructions, I will personally come. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come and take you back to Godhead. This is once Mahaman Prabhu, he asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, your spiritual master, he said that unless somebody chants 64 rounds, he is considered fallen. But you are saying that 16 rounds. Will we go back to God? Prabhupada said yes. Prabhupada said, my Guru Maharaj will take his disciples from the front door of Golok Vrindavan, but I take my disciples from the back door of Golok Vrindavan. And that is so whatever Prabhupada writes in Krishna book, personified Vedas, prayers by personified Vedas, that there are 5 stages: Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and then Anandamaya Kosha. These are the 5 koshas. In the beginning, all the human beings, they are only interested in eating food. That is Annamaya Kosha. That is intestines. Prabhupada says intestine. All this, that chakra is there. Whatever that Mooladhara chakra, intestines. And then after some time, they are Pranamaya Kosha. Pranamaya Kosha means they are. If they are very happy, they are relieved. If they can defend themselves, if their life is protected, if their life is secure. So that is the Pranamaya Kosha. Then after these 2 things, then Manomaya Kosha. Manomaya Kosha means all these mental speculation, poetry, and mental level. Then Vijnanamaya Kosha means Vijnanamaya is intelligent, intellectual platform, where Prabhupada says people understand, human beings understand that there is a difference between the soul and the body. There is a difference between the soul and the super soul. So understanding this higher philosophy is Vijnanamaya. Then ultimately, Prabhupada says all of us, initially all the materialistic people and all that, they are in this 3 platforms: Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, and Manomaya Kosha. Then those who study philosophy and then they are on Vijnanamaya Kosha, like that. So those who are in Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, like Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, that they don't have understanding. They think that science is everything. So they defy God, all that stuff, and then they work very hard. Scientific advancement, and all that. But Srila Prabhupada said, Krishna will finish it off in 1 minute, all this scientific advancement and all that. Just like in second canto, I think third verse or fourth verse, it is mentioned that Atah kavishu namasha yavadartha shan apramatto vyavasaya buddhi siddhe anyata artho na yatet chatra parishramam tatra samikshmanaha. Like Prabhupada mentioned in the, so there, this whole scientific advancement is about manipulating these 5 elements, especially earth, water, and fire, and then creating all the necessities of life, and then trying to lord it over the 5 these elements. But Prabhupada very nicely explains in that verse that this Atah Kavishu Namasha Yavadartha, this world is a combination of names. But everything is made of these 5 elements. The computer, the car, all these are made of either iron or plastic or whatever. But according to their workings, we give name. Something is Mercedes-Benz car, something is iPhone, something is Apple computer. But they are all actually names, world of names. This is just a world of names. We are simply bewildered by unnecessariness. Prabhupada said, these modern civilization run by demons, who are against Krishna, who are envious of Krishna. That is why they create so much unnecessary things, so that because human form of life is meant for realizing Krishna, but they created so many unnecessary activities that purposefully, so that we will forget Krishna. We don't get time to serve Krishna, right? Nowadays, they spend at least 25-30 lakh rupees to pass out from MBA, IIM, Kolkata, IIM, Ahmedabad, and all that. After that, they work. They may get 1 crore, 50 lakhs or something like that package, but they are actually modern slaves. Morning to night, they work hard. They make them, they drink their blood. So, parishramam tatra samikshmanaha. So, Sukadeva Goswami, we should not work hard. This parishramam for this combination of 5 elements. Something which is above, Krishna consciousness, we should get like that. So that is why this Anandamaya Kosha is very important, where you perform devotional service and come in contact with Krishna, and then Krishna is Anandamaya Ghana, means he is the personified bliss. So anybody who comes in contact with Krishna, they will become happy. So that is why somebody asked in London, Prabhupada, when I read, why did you come? Then he said, to convert these hippies into happies. So do you know very well who is a hippie? You can watch that video. Is there? Hippie. So happy. So Anandamaya. So devotee, he should always be joyful. Prabhupada said, if a devotee is morose, he is a rascal. If you are chanting Hare Krishna, practicing, going to the temple, practicing Krishna consciousness, but if you are morose all the time, complaining, so because modern people, Prabhupada said, they are like a person who is haunted by a ghost. Who is haunted by a ghost, like that. But devotees always are happy and joyful because they are with Krishna, and then Krishna is always joyful. Prabhupada said, you will never see Krishna being an old man or lamenting. He is always joyful. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. So if you come in contact with Krishna, we can also become joyful, provided we are very sincere. Like that, we are very sincere. So this is Anandamaya Kosha. Prabhupada said, and then correspondingly, these chakras are there. Anahata chakra, and this chakra, that chakra. There are 6 chakras, Shat chakras are there. These yogis, Kundalini, it's called Kundalini Yoga. By practicing every day, meditating on a particular chakra, they they raise the pranavayu, they concentrate the pranavayu on a particular chakra, and then slowly they elevate this pranavayu into into the higher chakras like that, and then they have to bring it up to Brukuti, Prayana Kale Manasa Chalena, Krishna says, that Yoga Balena Chaiva, Bruvor Madhya Pranamavesha Samyak. Bruvor means, the in between the eyebrows, one has to fix that life hair, and then one has to fix the mind in the heart, and then open the Brahmarandra, then leave the body from the soul, leave through the soul should leave the through Brahmarandra, then he will become liberated. If you know the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's father, grandfather, he did that. Chotigram or something like that. Jai Radha Madhav deities, he worshipped them. So that near Bhubaneswar there is one village, Chotigram or something like that. He used to live there. So he called Bhaktivinoda. He gave some of his wealth and all that to Bhaktivinoda. And then he told, on such a day, I will leave the body. Then he left the body sitting in Padmasana, opening up Brahmarandra. So he saw, it was everybody saw. So that is why the soul leaves one of the 8 dwaras. If a soul, that is why for some people the eyes are open. That means the soul has left the body through the eyes. For some people, the mouth is open during the time of death. That means the soul has left the body through the mouth. But for some people, the soul, they pass urine, or some people they pass stool. So then that means those souls who leave the body through Brahmarandra, they will attain Brahman, they will attain Mukti. Those yogis or whatever, those who leave the body through mouth and the eyes or whatever, then they will go to heavenly planets. But those people who leave the body if they pass urine and stool, that means either they might have left the body, soul might have left the body either through anus or other thing. So then they will go to hell. So it's very dangerous, lower planets, they will go to, those souls will go to lower planets. So that facility is there. But Prabhupada mentions very beautiful thing, that every day you keep tilak. That is why there is a process for putting tilak. I hope all of you learn properly. One should collect water from. One should not collect water from bathroom or toilet. But the water that we use for tilak should be more purer than drinking water. So the water should be collected from a very clean sources. Preferably, if you can add Ganga or Ganges water, it will be a great thing. And then one should sit down in a Padmasana, and then preferably directed, sitting facing east, preferably on a kusha grass mat. Then chant that mantra, Gange cha Yamuna chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Jalasmin Sanidhim Kuru. Then you chant mantra also, tilak mantra. Then you make very nice paste, and then put tilak, chanting the mantra, Om Keshvaya Namaha, Om Narayana Namaha, Madhavaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha, and all that. So Prabhupada writes that these 13 places, we in these, we should very concentratedly chant these mantras and put tilak in a very nice way. Not that you stand up and put tilak, and then don't put tilak on other bodily parts. All that, then you should not. Mahaprabhu says in Chaitanya Bhagavat, if you rub away the tilak on the face. Suppose you put tilak for the in the home, and then you want to go to office, then you rub away the tilak because you don't want to put tilak while going to office. Then it amounts to breaking a temple. You should not rub off the tilak on the forehead and all that. So, so Prabhupada says simply by chanting, putting tilak, by considering the temple body as the temple, actually all the chakras will be opened up by simply by doing this process of just putting tilak. We don't have to do all this meditation and all that. Then one acharya explains that the Rama means Ra, Rakara, Ra, and this consists of 3 syllables, Ra, A, or Ma. So, Rakaram, Agni Bijakam, Akaram, Surya Bijakam, Makaram, Chandra Bijakam. So, Surya Mandalam, the stomach, the navel and all that, then, Surya Mandalam up to the, and then Anahata Chakra, this Mooladhara Chakra and all, Agni Mandalam. And then, so when we chant Rama, Rakaram Agni Bijakam, Akaram Surya Bijakam, Makaram Chandra Bijakam. So Rama. So when we chant this Rama, that means Manasa Vacha Karmana. This Agni, Surya is in charge of our eyes and the body. And the Agni is Adhisthana Devata of walk. And then Chandrama is Adhisthana Devata of our mind. So Manasa Vacha Karmana. Like that, all the 3 will be engaged in the service. And in the same way, Mooladhara Chakra, that means Agni Mandalam, then this above Anahata Chakra and all, that is Surya Mandalam. Then Brukuti is Chandra Mandalam. So simply by chanting Ram, when we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, these chakras automatically they become elevated. Then everything will become successful. So we don't have to practice separately all this process. So this that is why in Brihad Bhagavatamrita it is mentioned that Prabhupada also said devotees should not practice pranayama and all that, because when you are chanting Hare Krishna mantra, it is included everything, pranayama, yoga, asana, everything takes place. Right? Once somebody asked, anyway, so time is up. So somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, how long it will take to become perfect? Prabhupada said, it may take, you may not be able to become perfect in 1 million years. But if you are not sincere, you can become perfect in 1 minute also. But Prabhupada actually said, in general, if you chant for 60 years, 16 rounds, you will become perfect. So, all this will come simply by chanting Hare Krishna and following the process given by Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you. Any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Anand Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
First of all, thank you very much, Prabhuji, for accepting the invitation and joining us. So it was very wonderful to hear from a senior devotee like you, Prabhuji. And it was our fortune that we could hear you. And it was really wonderful class in all the sense, like you connected many Prabhupada pastimes, then story of Kanchi Purna. So it was really wonderful. And I humbly request, I know you are a very busy person, but still, whenever you have time, please do join us whenever, so we can get that fortune of hearing from you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. You are all placed in Dubai, UAE? Where are you?
No, Prabhu, we are actually all ex Dubai devotees, and some are from Dubai, some are here in Mumbai, some from Calcutta. So all different places, like Prabhuji.
Okay.
So we have formed this group, and we are daily reading Bhagavatam morning and evening. So
Okay.
we do this and Prabhupada's other books.
Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, humbly request, अगर किसी का कोई प्रश्न है तो हमारे साथ बहुत सीनियर डिवोटी हैं, उनसे प्रश्न पूछ सकते हैं. हरे कृष्णा. Yeah, Janudi Prabhuji.
Yeah. Any question? Anybody? Somebody raised their hands.
Yeah. Vaman Lila Mataji.
Yeah.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम
Dandavat.
प्रभु जी. प्रभु जी, प्रभुपाद लीलामृत में हमने पढ़ा था कि जैसे हमारे 350 करोड़ जब पूरा होता है तो हम भगवत धाम जा सकते हैं. प्रभु जी, आपसे जानना चाहूंगी इसके बारे में.
Yeah. Yeah. Prabhupada said 16 rounds, 60 years. That is also. Usually, if you chant 1 crore names, you will become perfect. That is why in Andhra they write Ramkuti, you know. So, yeah, it is there. If you the more you chant, the better, you know. That is the real wealth. Okay, is it okay?
हाँ प्रभु जी, थैंक यू सो मच प्रभु जी. हरे कृष्णा, दंडवत प्रणाम.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Like your entire class was like very, very. We felt like the time was actually less for you. We wanted to listen more to you, Prabhuji, and it was like a
Yeah.
river. And every single word that you were talking, Prabhu, like I can tell about me, it was actually like we felt like crying, Prabhu. The way you explained everything about Srila Prabhupada, how Prabhupada brought, and everything about, like yesterday also we were discussing about death, whether it's auspicious or inauspicious, but every word you spoke cleared all our doubts, Prabhu. We had to just follow the process and don't worry. Because of
Yeah.
great devotees like you, it becomes very easy to understand this topic, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, just my one question is like, so for devotee, we should not, I think about how I will leave the body, right? Prabhu, we have to just follow the process, what Prabhupada has given, and like
Yeah.
what all tell us, Prabhu.
Yeah. Like there is in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, they have this Charama Vakya where, you know, Lord Varahadev, he gave a benediction to Bhumi Mata because, you know, Bhudevi is his wife, he considered his wife. So please give some special benediction. They said, you know, when somebody while having a good health, if they chant my names, even the body is put into rigor mortis. If somehow they die, so I will make them chant my name and then take them back to Godhead. So that was a benediction given by Lord Varahadev. So like that. So devotees don't have to worry at all how they left the body and all that. So it's all auspicious for devotees. I will tell you one very interesting thing you can follow. Bilvamangal Thakur says that early in the morning you remember Putana pastime. In the afternoon you remember Damodar Leela pastime. And in the night time you remember Krishna and Arjuna sitting, standing on the chariot, and then Arjuna sitting, and then Krishna standing, and then in Jnana Mudra giving Bhagavad Gita lesson to Arjuna. In the before night, you chant some shloka of Bhagavad Gita and remember this scene of, you know, Krishna and Arjuna on the chariot. So benediction is given that by accident or something, if somebody, even if Yamadutas also, if they come to pick up the devotee, then Krishna comes on his chariot and then places his devotee on his chariot, take him back to Golok Vrindavan. For your information, devotees going to Vaikunta, they get aeroplane, golden aeroplane. But for Golok Vrindavan, Krishna comes in a chariot. So like that. So we have to prayanakale, like one Acharya Prabhupada explains. Prayanakale manasa chalena. Bhaktya yukta yoga balena chaiva. So prayanakala, time of death is not important. Before, of course, travel. Before the travel, arrangements are important. Like you have to book your ticket, you have to keep your passport and Aadhaar card ready, and then you have to pack your stuff. Then you have to keep money. Important. We have for death. Then at the time of death, it's not in our hands. Krishna will decide. So we don't have to worry.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much. And Prabhu, one
Hare
request: when you get time, please. This is our everyday. Please be part of and guide us, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. First of all, thank you so much, Prabhu, for a wonderful session. Yeah. Prabhuji, I have one question, Prabhu.
Yeah.
जैसे कि प्रभु हम लोग भक्ति में आए हुए हैं और हम लोग मतलब हमें ये शिक्षा मिली हुई कि हमें अपनी जो लाइफ है उसको बहुत सेफ रखना है ताकि हम उसको अपने प्रचार कार्य में लगा सके बिकॉज देर आर मतलब बहुत सारे जगह पे जहाँ पे मतलब बहुत सारी सेवा है सो वी हैव टू वेरी टेक केयर आवर लाइफ ऑल्सो सो प्रभु जी देर आर सो मेनी प्लेसेस लाइक जब हम यात्रा के लिए जाते हैं देर आर सम अदर प्लेसेस आर देयर लाइक इफ यू गो बद्रीनाथ केदारनाथ सो लाइक वहाँ पे मतलब जब जाते हैं तो लाइक मतलब बहुत मतलब डेंजरस प्लेस जैसा है मतलब हम जाते हैं देर आर सो मेनी नेचुरल थिंग विल हैपन मतलब सो ऑन दैट टाइम हाउ वी कैन सी प्रभु मतलब हमें जाना चाहिए बिकॉज ऐसा कहते हैं कि इफ यू गो वृंदावन एंड लाइक मायापुर इट्स इनफ ऐसे सब प्लेस में आपको बहुत केयरफुली जाना चाहिए बिकॉज हमें अपने लाइफ को मतलब और सेफ रख के हमें प्रचार कार्य में लगाना चाहिए सो
recently one of our devotees, they went to Dwarka, then he drowned in ocean and died. His father, he's from Bahrain actually. So very unfortunate. So when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was there, when some devotees, they were almost drowned in the ocean, in the Puri beach. Then Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta chastised them, what is the need to take bath? You are already chanting Hare Krishna. So if you have a doubt, if you think that it's dangerous and all, you don't have to take bath and all. So if you have problem, of course, going to Badri and all, very difficult. Difficult, but yes, what you said is correct. Vrindavan, all the tirthas, there is one pastime. There is, once you have time.
Yeah, Prabhuji, please continue.
So once Krishna saw Ma Yashoda making farsan, all this papadi and all that stuff, all the Gujaratis they eat. So Krishna asked, what are you making, Ma? And he said, she said, your Baba is going for Tirtha Yatra. Tirtha Yatra. So I am preparing, all the long-lasting food because they used to go on walking and all. Then he said, why? Where he is going? He said, he is going to Tirtharaj, Allahabad. It's because it's, Tirtha Yatra, Ganga, Triveni Sangam is called Tirtharaj, Prayagraj, Tirtharaj. Like that. So why he has to go all the Ma Yashoda said, don't disturb me, I have work, ask questions to your Baba and all that. So then Krishna went and asked, Baba, why are you going? I can't live without you, this and that. And then he said, if you have to go and take bath in Triveni Sangam and all that, it's very important. No, you don't go. He said, when you are going, some Ekadasi, Muhurta is there. Okay. Then next day, when this Nanda Maharaj was answering, doing, morning oblations and all that. He saw there is a sarovar, and then he saw some very beautiful persons. They are coming and taking bath. They are taking bath. Then he was surprised. He never saw them. Then he said, "Who are all of you?" He said, one lady said, "I am Ganga." Another lady said, "I am Kaveri." Another lady said, and then one person said, "I am Tirtharaj." Like that, who are? We are all, coming here to get purified. So that is why, if you go to Nandagaon, you will see Pavan Sarovar, right? So all of them, they are coming and taking bath in Pavan Sarovar. So all the tirthas are in Vrindavan. Then Krishna explained, all the tirthas are in Vrindavan. Why you have to go see? Tirtharaj is coming and taking bath. So you take bath in Pavan Sarovar, everything will be finished, okay. Then Krishna, Nanda Maharaj cancelled this trip. Like that. Yes, Vrindavan, in each and every dust particle of Vrindavan, like in Kali Yuga, all the tirthas, they became spoiled, but this Ganga in Benares, then Vraj ka mitti, Vraj Raj, and then Jagannath Prasad, they are equal to Supreme Brahman, like that, so they are, so in the Hava there is Krishna Prema, in Vraj Raj there is Krishna Prema, in all the waters of Vrindavan there is Krishna Prema. So yes, if you have ultimate faith, yes, Prabhupada wrote in 10th canto, first chapter, that under all circumstances, to the extent possible, one should use one's intelligence and protect this body because it is meant for serving Krishna. Yes, and if you think it is dangerous to go and all, better not to go. Yes, it is very dangerous nowadays, going to Badrinath and all. If you have a doubt, don't go. Badrinath, there is one Adi Badri in Vrindavan. Do you know? Adi Badri Dham is there in Vrindavan.
In Vrindavan, Prabhu.
Yeah. Adi Badri is there. Adi Kedarnath is there. So there, Badrinath comes and stays in Vrindavan. So Kedarnath comes and stays in Vrindavan. All the tirthas are in Vrindavan.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for a wonderful comment, Prabhu, for this. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Pratik Prabhu has raised his hand. Pratik Prabhu, can you?
Krishna Prabhuji,
Yeah.
is it necessary to read Brihad Bhagavatamrita after Srimad Bhagavatam?
I've read at least twice. It's so wonderful. Very, very inspiring. Yeah. If you get time, you should read. Prabhupada also recommended. Very wonderful literature. You will come to know what happens in Vaikuntha, what happens in Ayodhya, what happens in Dwarka, and how Krishna lives, and then what happens in Golok Vrindavan. So very wonderful.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanwad Pranam. Thank you
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Yeah.
सभी भक्तों को भी दंडवत प्रणाम। धन्यवाद प्रभुजी। प्रभुजी आपने जैसे ये
It's not clear. You have to come again.
हरे कृष्ण
प्रभु आपका आवाज क्लियर
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
हाँ
हरे कृष्णा।
हाँ
आप ठीक है
हाँ,
प्रभु
बोलिए। हाँ प्रभु जी, जैसे ये जो आज का प्रवचन था उसमें जो ये जो 20 नंबर का जो श्लोक है उसमें परपट में श्रील प्रभुपाद जी बता रहे हैं, देयर आर 6 सर्कल्स ऑफ द मूवमेंट ऑफ द लाइट एंड द इंटेलिजेंट we should search out these places with intelligence and in a meditative mood. तो प्रभु
Yeah.
जी जैसे प्रभु जी मेरी जिज्ञासा ये थी प्रभु जी कि जैसे यहाँ पे प्रभुपाद जी जो बता रहे, जैसे आपने बहुत सुंदर हमें समझाया कि हमें भक्त हैं उनको ये सब जो भगवान का नाम जप करते हैं उनको ये सब के बारे में इतना नहीं गंभीरता से सोचना चाहिए। और जैसे आपने
हाँ
बहुत सुंदर भी बताया कि हमें जब भी नाम जप करते हैं तो जैसे उसमें अपने भगवान श्री राम नाम के भी आपने बहुत सुंदर तरीके से इसका अर्थ समझाया प्रभु जी। तो ये जो यहाँ पे प्रभुपाद जी समझा रहे हैं प्रभु जी, तो ये जो भक्ति योगी के लिए बता रहे हैं कि
हाँ, जो भक्ति
बुद्धि
जो
से और
प्रभुपाद
मेडिटेटिव मूड से समझना चाहिए। तो प्रभु जी
इसमें
ये
गोस्वामी क्लियर कर दिया है कि जो लोग कृष्ण का फॉर्म एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर पाते हैं उन लोगों के लिए ये सब नंदनंदन कृष्णा श्याम सुंदर फॉर्म ऑफ कृष्णा को वो लोग एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर पाते हैं, फिर ऐसे लोगों के लिए ये सब है। लेकिन हमारे लिए जो कृष्ण को मान लिया तो हमको कोई जरूरत नहीं।
थैंक यू प्रभु जी, थैंक यू, आप बहुत
हरे
सुंदर से। और प्रभु जी एक थोड़ा सा ये जो राम नाम में जो आपने जैसे अग्नि और जो आकार है वो सूर्य और जो मकार है वो चंद्र से आपने कंपेयर करवाया था प्रभु जी, तो थोड़ा सा और उसमें मतलब ये थोड़ा सा जैसा ये जो बॉडी के लिए कैसे वो इफेक्ट करता है, एक ये था। और प्रभु जी सेकंड ये क्वेश्चन था प्रभु जी, जो लाइफ है प्राणवायु है वो आत्मा से विभिन्न है या प्रभु जी दोनों अलग अलग है, या प्रभु जी जैसे अगर मतलब आत्मा है और वो दोनों एक है या दोनों अलग है। और प्रभु जी ये जो जैसे आपने बताया कि जो तो इसके बारे में नहीं सोच, तो प्रभु जी
आर यू
इसको
ट्रैवलिंग आर यू ट्रैवलिंग बहुत ही
यस
डिस्टर्बेंस है।
सॉरी प्रभु जी आई एम गोइंग टू ऑफिस, थोड़ा है।
I cannot make out what you are saying.
ये
Hare Krishna. I will repeat his
Yes.
question, Prabhuji. What he's
Yeah.
asking, is there a difference between Atma and Pran Vayu?
Yeah,
And
of course.
huh,
Atma, Pranavayu is prana enters. It's part. It's just like mind, intelligence, and false ego and all that. Like that, prana, life air, is also another part. Atma ka sambandh hai. So yeah, it is different from Atma. Pranavayu.
yeah, and his second question was like he just wanted some more elaboration on what you said that Ra is that same thing.
Manasa, vacha, karmana. Manasa, vacha, karmana. Mind, body, and words. Right? When during the time of death, because all of us we drive BMW. In which car you are traveling? Jiva Pavan. So we are all driving BMW, body, mind, and words. That means we are committing sinful activities with these three things: mind, body, and words. So manasa, vacha, karmana. So these three have to be engaged in Krishna service. These three things have to be purified. So when we chant Rama, this Ra, Agni Bijaka, all these aksharas, they are coming from Lord Shiva. And then all these aksharas, they have a Adhisthana Devata. Like Krishna says, Aksharana, Makarosmi, like. So all our bodily parts, they have what you call predominating deity, like that. The predominating deity, Adidevata, for eyes, is Surya. Unless Surya enters our eyes will not work. In the same way, Vak, Agni, Agni. That is why by words, we can burn somebody. By it's very very powerful. Like that. By speech, we can convince people, like that. And then mind. So Akaram. Rakaram represents Agni. Akaram represents Surya. Then Makaram represents mind, Chandra. So this this Ra has Agni potency. Once Tyagaraja Swami, he was carrying, his assistant was carrying some gold coins. They were taking in palki. Some thieves came to know that they have gold coins. They started pelting stones. Then Tyagaraja Swami, Ra 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 Ra, Raghava Raghuvira, like that, Rajasekara, like that, from those bhajan. And then he started. Anyway, that is a long story. And so these syllables have power like that. So when we chant Rama, this Agni, उत्तेजित हो जाता है. When we and then Surya उत्तेजित हो जाता है. And then mind, Chandrama उत्तेजित. So all these three will purify our mind, body, and words, so that they become pure, so that we can engage them in Krishna's service. So that is the power of chanting Rama's name. Because Prabhupada writes in 7th Canto Bhagavatam that usually people, we have to surrender our mind, body, and words to Krishna. Then we have to perform the activities that are pleasing to Krishna. So that is, so it's very important. So this Rama, chanting of the Rama name delivers us, and then chanting of Krishna's name gives Krishna prema. Because this manasa vacha karmana, they become purified, and then when they are engaged in Krishna service, then we get Krishna prema. So that is the explanation. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. I think enough. Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji. I just Prabhuji request सभी आज एकत्रित हुए उपस्थित अतिथि भक्तों को दंडवत प्रणाम और सबका स्वागत है. इन नित्यम भागवत ये साधु संघ ऑनलाइन के माध्यम से श्रवण करते हैं, तो सभी अतिथि भक्तों को प्रणाम और स्वागत है. आप यही लिंक से जुड़ सकते हैं प्रतिदिन, और हम विशेषतः सभी जो एकत्रित हैं, रामरूप प्रभु जी का भी स्वागत अभिनंदन व्यक्त करते हैं. धन्यवाद प्रभु जी. आप प्लीज आपकी विशेष अनुकंपा से आपने जैसे आज हमें श्रवण कराया, वैसे और आगे भी प्रभु जी कृपा करके
ये श्रवण.
Yes, प्रभु. हरे कृष्णा.
2 days before, if you tell me, then I will arrange.
Yes, sure, प्रभु जी. हरे कृष्णा. दंडवत प्रणाम.
हरे कृष्णा. धन्यवाद.
वंचा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो नमः.
नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय. श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. इस्कॉन गोविंद की जय. इस ग्रेस रामरूप प्रभु जी की जय. हरे कृष्णा. थैंक यू वेरी मच प्रभु.
हरे कृष्ण.